Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Your local alien is back. This time we're reacting to something that the rest of the world has already seen. So, apparently it's been a month since this happened. It feels like it was only 2 weeks ago. But, the infamous slap. I never watched it. When I first saw it popping up in my YouTube feed, I thought it was like a staged thing, like, oh, it's part of the Oscars, they put on a fake feud or something like that. But then people kept talking about it, and then I was like, wait, is there actual beef between them? And then I was like, I don't really care if there's beef between Will Smith and Chris Rock. I don't particularly care much about either of them. Uh, they're good actors, that's all. But then I saw it was like a thread on Reddit that went on my homepage, and it was Will Smith talking about what he did for his wife's 40th birthday. And I really don't know anything about the Smith family. I don't really get involved with celebrities, drama, or their personal lives or anything. But that thread had so much information that I was like, wow, I didn't know that all of this was going on. I it seems like a very dysfunctional household, and I kind of picked up that the slap was related to that because apparently Chris Rock said something about Jada Pinkett Smith. Um, I don't know. I never thought much of it until that thread, and I was like, wow, there's actually a lot going on here. So I'm just gonna check out a couple of videos, try to figure out what actually is going on here, because I really at first thought it was just like a kind of stage thing, or maybe it's like, just, celebrity drama, but it seems to be indicative of a much larger issue. So without further ado, let's get into this. So this video is by the Guardian and has 98 million views. I did not think that so many people were involved with this. I thought it was just like, oh yeah, this thing happened at the Oscar, but this is wow. This is bigger than I thought it was. So, it's a short clip.
Who got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she
I don't even know who that is.
He can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here.
Wait, hold on. What did he say?
Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Oh, I see.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, let me see that again.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Did you guys hear that?
Oh, wow.
And then he just says, oh, wow, and laughs it off. So Will Smith just walked onto stage. Like, from all the screenshots I've seen, it looked like they were already on stage together, but no, he was sitting down in the audience. He went up on stage in the middle of Chris Rock's bit that he was doing, that they always do at the Oscars, start roasting other celebrities, haha. He just walked up there and just slapped the dude.
Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
At least he's... Whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
Okay. That's a little more telling than the slap. Wow, he looks personally hurt. Look at this. Chris Rock was like, okay, okay, we'll talk about this later, no big deal. But then Will Smith had to take it a bit further. You could see Chris Rock's smile falter. He's like, oh no, this isn't over.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke. I'm going to.
He said, I'm going to. He's like, chill, dude. Wow. I mean, you could have done this afterwards. You could have done this behind the scenes. Why are you doing this in the middle of the Oscars?
Yep.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Oh, okay.
Wow, you can see him trying to process what happened while also trying to maintain his professionalism. He's like, what do I even do right now? I wish that they had shown Jada in the picture so that I could see her reaction to this.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
You can. So props to Chris Rock. I don't really know much about the guy. The only thing he's done that I could say I particularly like is Everybody Hates Chris. Everything else he's been in, well, Madagascar, but everything else he's been in, I've kind of been like, eh. But, props to him for trying to maintain some professionalism and even trying to, add some humor back into the mix while he's clearly stunned.
In the history of television. Okay. Okay.
And, he's like trying to decompose, trying to say, okay, let's just move on from this and, continue hosting the Oscars. Just wow. I had no idea that, because everybody just talks about the slap. That slap wasn't even that, it wasn't that big a deal. It was just a quick little, but what happened afterwards, that's what matters. The slap itself is minor in comparison to that. If it had just been the slap, I think people would have talked about it a bit, would have been like, oh, this is a bit. But what happened afterwards no, this is not planned. This is really, a whole deal right now. Let's just go back to, look at that face. He looks personally attacked. Like, you can see tears in his eyes. You can see tears in his eyes. It's just wow. So I also have some other videos that I saw pop up when I was looking for this one. And it's just a couple people reacting to basically calling Will Smith out. One was James Cordon. Not a James Corden fan. I found him very annoying, but I don't know anything about him personally. But this one is Will Smith apparently raging at James Corden for mocking Jada Pinkett Smith, and this was right after the Oscars.
The 43-year-old presenter of The Late Late Show performed a picture
43.
movie in Canto, discussing with the cast members of the program how to cover with taste Sunday's incident at the awards ceremony. James, we have to at least admit what happened, said one producer. We're not talking about Jada. No, 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 he sang, parodying the We Don't Talk About Bruno by Lin-Manuel Miranda's Encanto, which won the Oscar for Best Picture Well Animated. James, his joke, however, has been met with so much negative reactions, with one fan tweeting, do we all collectively agree that James Corden is the most annoying, insufferable twat on the planet?
Well, not the most, but he's up there.
Punched in the next Oscar ceremony. A fan even commented, had we stopped mocking black women for too long for your comfort? It seems that all this mocking of the Smiths isn't going to...
Hold on. That came out of nowhere. He was obviously talking about how Will Smith flew off the handle just for somebody talking about his wife. Why do people always have to bring stuff into it that has nothing to do with it?
And anytime soon, And even Will Smith himself said, I know to do what we do, you've got to be able to take abuse and have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you gotta be able to have people disrespecting you, and you gotta smile, and you gotta pretend like it's okay. What's your take on James' mockery? Was it just comedy?
Okay, this was such a clickbait video. There was no Will Smith raging, but there is one more that I wanted to look at. It's Jaden Smith talking about the situation.
It was always in my head talking, telling me what I was and what I wasn't. And
Is Jaden Smith still defending his father for slapping Chris Rock? Or is he now blaming his mom, Jada, for what happened? Just hours after Will slapped Chris during the live Oscars ceremony, Jaden tweeted, "And that's how we do it." Of
What?
course, Jaden's tweet sparked a ton of backlash from fans who said that this just proves the whole Smith family needs help. One fan replied to Jaden, no, it's completely wrong to commit criminal battery just because someone says a joke. It goes against everything that Will Smith stood for. We need to educate young people so that they understand that there are severe consequences for resorting to physical violence. That is never how you do it, another Twitter user said. Violence is not okay, no matter how
Why are
insulting.
they?
Just let it be, or use your words. And another person wrote,
Why are they
Smith
censoring
family
the word
behind closed doors
violence?
and outside are so dysfunctional, it's unbelievable. You can just tell by their offspring. My heart breaks for them. Now, they may think it's all right to go around hitting people making jokes about them. And some people responded to Jaden's tweet by sharing an old clip of Will making a joke about a bald man on the Arsenio Hall show.
Like, he has a rule. Bass player, he got a rule. He got to wax his head every morning. That's a rule. He follows the rules, man. He follows the rules. Oh, he's a joke. Come on.
It's a joke, come on.
One fan commented on the video, thought experiment. Same scene, same joke, but replace Chris Rock with pre-Jada, pre-Scientology Will Smith from his talk show guest on Arsenio days, when he was trying to make the crowd laugh himself. Other fans also called out Jaden for not stopping to think before he tweeted, "That's how we do it," about how Chris Rock's children must have felt after they saw their father being humiliated in front of millions of people. Chris Rock has two daughters.
And embarrassing, that's gotta embarrass Jada too, you know. She's now at the center of all this.
For them to watch their dad get slapped on live TV. After one Twitter user said Will is being punished too harshly, another fan replied, "Tell that to Chris Rock, who is almost 60 years old, has children watching, and got slapped in front of the entire world for doing his job." And then, of course, there's that whole issue about Jaden introducing his family to his friend August Alsina, who later ended up having an entanglement with Jada. One Twitter user said, "Did you know that Jada Pinkett Smith met August Alsina through son Jaden? August Alsina was Jaden's best friend."
I don't know
Your
who
mom
that
sleeping
is.
with your best friend and calling it an entanglement is something to be really proud of. Or is it? She slept with August Alsina, who is one of her son Jaden's closest friends and is half her age, another person added. She is lucky she didn't rightfully get mocked for that. And one fan brought up another problematic point and said, August Alsina was 24 and Jaden Smith was 16. Why was he that child's friend, and why isn't that something y'all are questioning? So does Jaden still feel proud about his dad slapping Chris Rock in the middle of the Oscars ceremony? Well, Jaden's yet to comment further on the incident. However, just days after the Oscars controversy, Jaden stepped out in NYC with his girlfriend, and he appeared to be in a very good mood. So it's safe to say he's not regretting his "that's how we do it" tweet. In the meantime, Jaden's younger sister Willow shared a cryptic tweet which read, "The meaning of life is found in challenge."
So, more clickbait, but it does show the family isn't really that concerned about what happened. It's probably normal for them. They're probably used to this. I don't really want to delve more into the clearly dysfunctional family that is the Smiths, but it's just so interesting because I know Jaden Smith best from The Karate Kid. I didn't know about most of the other stuff, like his problematic tweets and all of that, until years later when like people would just casually mention it in other videos just as like a reference everybody knows. So, I mean, I really didn't know that the Smith family was so problematic. And, you know, it is sad seeing Jaden Smith, who, you know, if you see the behind the scenes in The Karate Kid, you know, he was such an adorable kid, really respectful. And then it's like, what happened? What I've read about the birthday situation, there's so much to unpack that it's just, they should serve as a warning of what not to be in terms of a family. They should really be studied for the sake of identifying what goes wrong in relationships and in parenting and in just acting like a human towards another human being. That whole situation is just wow. And I'm still reeling over the fact that the slap wasn't just a slap. It was way more than that. And people really downplay it by just calling it the slap. What happened afterwards is a lot more telling. Because you could tell that Chris Rock was just going to laugh it off. Oh, you slapped me. Okay, we'll talk about it later, whatever. But then Will Smith kept going, and Chris was like, oh, you're really serious about that. You're really trying to start something with me in the middle of the Oscars. Okay, huh. Okay, dude, chill. And you could kind of hear some exasperation in his tone. Like, he's like, here he goes again. Will being Will. Okay, calm down. It was a joke. All right, I'm not going to talk about her anymore, okay? It's all right. It's fine, okay? There is a lot to unpack there. And I'm not the person to do it. I'm not trying to find out all about their apparently seemingly endless piles, mountains of dirty laundry. From what I've seen, Willow is apparently... No, I've heard... I think Will Smith has another child from another woman who he didn't really raise. I think that's what I heard. And then that kid is like the only normal one in the family because he's not actually part of that family unit, you know? Everyone else has their issues. I saw a clip of, I don't really even know what it was. It was just like a 1 minute out of context clip. But it was Will Smith talking about Jada, and Willow was there. And she just, the way she was looking, you could tell that she mentally checked out. You could tell that she was just dissociating herself from the situation, trying not to really be involved. And you could see that, you know, that's a survival mechanism, that she mentally checked out while listening to her father talk about all the ways her mother didn't do this, didn't do that. And you can tell that, you know, she learned to do this just to get by, just to survive the family drama. And, you know, that's really sad to see an adult still needing to do that just to get past her family's ongoing drama. You know, she's probably tired of her parents constantly pointing fingers at each other. They probably use the kids against one another, you know, probably corrupt the whole circle, social circle, and make people choose sides and turn people against each other. So, yeah, that's problematic family. Honestly, I don't want to really delve into Scientology, but really, every celebrity that goes into it does not come out the same. Every single one of them, you know, they start off as, oh yeah, I really like this person. Oh yeah, they seem like a great person. And then, after a couple years in Scientology, you're like, what happened? So, that's the slap, and it clearly is just scratching the surface.